What happens when you take Reddit's favorite Brotato build and push it to its absolute limits? I asked the community what their go-to build was, and the top answer was Loud with Thief Daggers. But here's the thing, this isn't even the strongest build I tested. Today, we bring back Loud for this material generating, screen clearing, curse gathering build using the deadliest daggers in the game. And the best part, it works on the hardest difficulty, Danger 5. By the way, I'm the passive aggressive Canadian, and on this channel, we love making game breaking builds through passive or aggressive means. So let's dive in. Now, why is Loud and Thief Daggers Reddit's favorite build? Loud gets plus 30% damage and attracts 50% more enemies. Most players would think more aliens and be like, yeah, no thanks. But we're going to use this to our advantage. The Thief Daggers here are also crucial to this build. With 80% chance to gain extra materials after defeating an alien with a crit, we'll be swimming in money before long. The first few waves are all about setting up our foundation. Here's the priority list. 1. Increase crit chance to trigger the Thief Daggers material bonus. 2. Collect as many Thief Daggers as possible and start leveling them up. And finally 3. Increase luck early on for more crates and more healing fruit. By wave 3, we've already started getting multiple tier 2 Thief Daggers, but from what I've noticed, this build needs to get off the ground before it becomes a force to reckon with. If we aren't careful, things can go south pretty quickly. By the wave 4 shop, we start adding gentle aliens to the mix. Each one increases enemies by 5%, which feeds directly into our material generating strategy later on. This is the counterintuitive beauty of this build. More enemies actually means more purchasing power through gaining more materials. And boy is it gonna start generating fast. By wave 8, we face our first real difficulty spike. Stronger aliens and more of them. This is that awkward moment right where our build is about to explode. But it isn't quite there yet. It won't take long to get there though, as the materials really start to pour in on the next wave. And then we make a crucial discovery. Our first cursed Thief Dagger. This changes our early core priorities from filling out our Thief Daggers to replacing them with cursed ones. Just look at the difference. The cursed tier 2 dagger is actually better than the regular tier 3. These cursed weapons are the secret ingredient that takes this build to a whole new level. But now for our first real challenge. When playing on D5 or the hardest difficulty, you'll find that there's Horde and Elite waves. But during the first Horde wave, we really start seeing the power of our strategy. Even with the increased difficulty, our material generation is keeping us ahead of the curve. Not only that, but with all the crit chance we picked up so far, all of our tier 3 Thief Daggers and above are now able to crit 100% of the time. This really turns us into the Mr. Krabs of Brotato. To take this whole material farming build to an all new level, back at the wave 10 shop, we picked up this beautiful item. This hunting trophy gives us 33% chance to gain an extra material when killing an alien with a crit. Normally in the shop, you would pick up an item here and there, lock in the ones you like, and move on to the next wave. But with this build, we're basically clearing out the shop every time we show up. And this time around, we picked up this cute little fairy. This is going to help us with our survivability massively. It adds plus 1 HP regen with every gray item that we pick up, while lowering it by 3 for every red. This might seem like a steep trade-off, but since we have so much materials, we don't mind splurging on gray items that we wouldn't usually need. And that brings us to this bad boy. This fishhook is going to alter the way that we move forward in the shop quite a bit. It has a chance to curse locked items for the next time that we arrive in the shop. And seeing as our cursed Thief Daggers are in short supply, we'll be locking them in instead of purchasing them right away. But, with all this mention of curse items being great, it doesn't come without its trade-off as well. You see this purple outline around this alien? These guys are cursed, making them move faster, giving them increased health, as well as making them hit harder. And, of course, with our luck, getting back to the shop, nothing has been cursed. But that's where we find this scary little item. This weird ghost will increase our fairy's HP regen. However, it's going to start us at 1 HP in the next wave. Seeing as it's a horde wave as well, it would be way too risky to pick it up right now. Yeah, not nearly as scary as I thought it would have been with so much HP regen. This is really where we start to get more confidence with this build. We have a solid foundation of crit chance and HP regen, as well as a good amount of attack speed. I mean, just look how we cut through this horde wave like butter. We aren't even trying to avoid taking damage anymore. And coming back to the shop to see if our locked items have turned into cursed versions? Yeah, no. Still nothing. You would think that with a 1 in 5 chance we would be able to get at least one by now. Finally, after wave 16, we find ourselves with a cursed Thief Dagger. And just when things are starting to look up, we re-roll to find this item in the shop. Another particularly scary item that fits well with our build. 1 extra mat from defeating cursed enemies while increasing the amount of them by another 10%. They'll also get extra health and damage. Great, just in time for this elite wave as well. Luckily, we're still quite OP, so even if it takes a few extra seconds to take this elite down, we can still cruise through the wave with little to no stress. And again, these items aren't cursed. We need to find another fishhook soon to boost these odds because this just isn't working right now. And as we autopilot through these masses, we get this little jump scare. Okay, so maybe we aren't as invincible as I thought. We do manage to get through the wave, but when we get back to the shop and see that once again our items didn't curse, we decide to abandon mission and just upgrade what we have for now. This will at least help us get into endless mode. But now for the ultimate test. Wave 20 on Danger 5 means facing not 1, but 2 bosses. Let's see how this greedy potato pulls it off. With ease, I guess. But this is just where the fun really begins. We score Retrimation's hoodie, turning our Thief Daggers into spinning propellers of death thanks to the extra attack speed bonus. And next up, we also find... Huh? Well, I guess we'll take that as well. Now, we enter endless mode, where most builds fall apart, but ours is just hitting its stride. And finally, we find ourselves another fish hook. This will increase our chance of turning our locked items into cursed ones from 20% to 40%. We can once again start locking in some Thief Daggers to get them marinating. Wave 21 brings us 2 elites, but our daggers cut through them in just 12 and 17 seconds. This build is getting ridiculously strong. Back to the shop and... Really? Not even 1 item? Well, we can't give up hope now. We are just getting really unlucky at this, it seems. And as we continue to push deeper into endless mode, we still find that the normal, non-elite waves go by quite easily. We cut and tear through these groups like they're almost nothing. I say almost nothing because when we get hit, we do lose almost half of our health. But our recovery is so fast that it's nothing to worry about at the moment. And as we check back in on our locked items, finally! With a cursed hunting trophy also? And just a few rerolls after, we find a cursed fishhook. This will give us an 82% chance of cursing locked items. Now we're getting somewhere. And with our improved curse chance, we start seeing real results. 3 more items are cursed in the next shop. We start replacing our tier 4 regular daggers with cursed lower tier ones because they're actually stronger. That's just how powerful this curse multiplier is. As the waves progress, so does our build. We're swimming in materials now, But cutting down these elites seems to be getting a little more difficult than earlier. At least they aren't hitting us so hard that we can't recover. The next shop, however, is where we find something that might be able to help us out. This Kraken Eye is one of my favorite legendary items. This gives us a chance to explode for 500 times the amount of curse that we have each time that we take damage. This is something that we absolutely want to get cursed. Since it's a unique item, we can only ever have one. So with it locked in, we head into another wave, cruise through it, and come back to this beauty. Just look at how much more powerful it gets. It looks like it's doing a lot of damage. I mean, it's a little hard to tell with the speed we're running at and the amount of aliens that are on the screen. But just as things were starting to look up for us, oh, that hit hard. We almost had the first elite taken down, but that second one charging in like that nearly ended the run. We managed to recoup, but for the first time in this run, we're forced to retreat from the elite. Something that was totally unthinkable earlier. To make things worse, the aliens from the incubators are starting to become a serious problem as well. But we managed to pull through, and after another calm wave, we finally managed to fill out all of our weapon slots with tier 4 cursed thief daggers. Our final form. Now with 262 curse, 214 max HP, 93 HP regen, 507 damage percentage with 97 melee, paired with 317 attack speed and 111 crit chance, we are looking totally stacked. Just in time too, because every 10th wave after Endless starts, a new challenge presents itself. 3 elites will start spawning in every elite wave going forward. Just check how intense this gets. Wow, with 2 seconds left? Well, there you have it. The #1 upvoted build on Reddit for an easy win. But as I mentioned earlier, this didn't turn out to be the best one I found from there. A much stronger build will be coming out next week for part 2 of this 3-part series. So make sure to subscribe because the final one more than doubles this build in Endless. Until then, why not check out what I consider to be the most overpowered build on screen now. Take it easy.